We got to unite, whether you be, whatever your politics is. This isn't political. It's not political. We need to unite as a city and bring about change. The people who may know who are committing these crimes, they need to work with the police.
Calls for change when it comes to the violence in Chicago. Gun violence, of course, taking the lives of innocent people everywhere, and it's causing people and businesses to leave our city. Joining me this morning is Fox News political analyst Gianna Caldwell. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
You know, he was directly impacted by the gun violence here in the city of Chicago when your young brother was killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
On June 24th of last year, my baby brother Christian, innocent baby brother Christian, was murdered on 114 South Vincent Street. And I gotta tell you, it's been a heck of a fight to try to get justice for him, to the degree that I don't think anyone in this city should have to do the things I've had to do to try to get a light shined on him and hopefully get his case solved. Right now, it's still unsolved, but I'm now working with the FBI, who's working directly with the Chicago Police Department to bring about a positive resolution and hopefully get justice for my baby brother.
Well, you're going to be speaking today before a congressional committee. Tell us about this and how it all came about. You were instrumental in pushing this, right?
Yes, I was. I reached out to Congressman Burgess Owens just last year. I didn't feel the confidence that Kim Foxx would properly handle this case, and I decided that I needed to get a bipartisan letter together and ask Congress, Democrats and Republicans, to sign on to say, hey, FBI, take a look at this murder investigation.
What's going to be your message today when you have a chance to speak to them?
We need help. When the elected officials fail us, what do? You got to go to the next body, and that's Congress. And unfortunately, this is the reality in which many Chicagoans face in the city. Just last year, we saw out of the 29% of African Americans that live in this city of 2.7 million, 80% of the people who were murdered last year were black. This should be a state of emergency for the city of Chicago and for every community within this city.
How much, this obviously your brother's case not solved, you having to go to the FBI and not getting any resolution with Chicago police. How, and I'm sure people who are watching who have loved ones who have also been murdered, how much of a source of frustration is this for you, and what has it done to your life personally? Because I'm sure they can relate.
Well, I'm going to be talking about that very specifically today. When I first spoke to the detective on the case, it didn't seem as though my brother's murder was a priority for them, and I spoke to him 2 days after this happened, and he was telling me, hey, we got other cases in. We got other murders that have come in since then, and that was literally 48 hours ago that my brother was murdered at the time of that discussion. And I know there's a lot of other folks who have this same conversation with police officers. I was just talking to a friend of mine this last night who's had 2 brothers murdered, innocent brothers murdered, within a year or 2 apart from each other. And she was saying the exact same thing. The police officers they were speaking to said, hey, we got other cases that have come in. We know that there's a strain on the police force here in the city of Chicago.
That's what I was going to ask you.
They need 2,000 new detectives to handle the workload. And I'm sure police are becoming numb to what's going on in the city of Chicago because it happens so often. I'm sure that they are feeling a way about the county prosecutor not doing her job. You know, you have to treat these people with dignity and respect. I know that there's been issues within the Chicago Police Department. We can talk about Laquan McDonald. We can talk about John Burge. You can give any number of examples, but at the same time, these are people who are sworn to protect us. So we have to work with them. Even though they may not do everything right, you got to hold them accountable, but certainly we need to work with these people to ensure that there's justice for our families throughout the city of Chicago.
It's not that they don't care, it's just that they are overwhelmed.
Yeah, and there's some who actually don't care. So we know that that's the truth too. So those folks who may not care, maybe they're overwhelmed, maybe they feel like they can't do the job anymore, they should retire. Go to another police force where things are slower. We need dedicated public servants in the city of Chicago who's willing to go all out to solve these cases because they're piling up.
You know, we have a safety act that just went into effect last Monday, so we are going to start to see the impacts of that. I want to ask you your thoughts about Mayor Brandon Johnson saying, let's not demonize these kids, you know, calling these silly kid, I don't remember, I'm not going to quote him, but it's, you know, calling this whole thing silly kids. You know, that frustrated a lot of people when they heard him say that, especially when the cost of crime is so traumatic for people like you.
And you know, the interesting piece of what Brandon Johnson said, the ideology of a child is innocence. You can't have a child saying that they're innocent if they're going out murdering people. Kids that are carjacking people, and they're doing it at 11 years old. That's insane. So you can't say we can't demonize kids when you should be holding them accountable. That's what you do for kids. And if you're saying, hey, they can go out and do this wilding stuff and go downtown, which is where we are right now, and wreak this havoc on our tourists, that's not leadership. And the fact that you're not providing that kind of leadership puts your leadership in the future in doubt. And Brandon Johnson really needs to take a look in the mirror. You know, for anybody who just wins office, you want to give them the opportunity to serve and prove you wrong. But you still have the no chase policy on the books, Brandon Johnson. How dare you? I don't understand. How can you say that you're going to be the mayor that's going to protect the entire city, but you're not reversing the policies of the past? And that's what he really needs to do to gain the trust of a lot of folks who voted for Paul Vallis over him, because people wanted public safety. The #1 issue in Chicago in 20 years in this past election was public safety. Do your job.
And activism, obviously, to you, you're going to be speaking today, but activism is nothing new to you. We have a picture of you working with Mayor Daley years ago when you were a teenager.
Yes, yes, and I started volunteering for my local alderman. I was 14 years old. There was Alderman Fadrina Lau right up there up front, former Superintendent Terry Hillard, and many others. This is an anti-crime march that happened in Chatham, which is where I'm from, the 6th Ward. And I got to tell you, this has been my life's work for a long time. Before anything ever happened to my brother, my family personally, I've been fighting for Chicagoans. And I think people need to keep that to the top of mind. This isn't politics. People have said, like, oh, the Judiciary Committee coming to Chicago, it's a stunt. A stunt? A 5-month-old baby was murdered on the same day as my brother, Cecilia. That's not a stunt. You had a 7-year-old who was murdered in a McDonald's drive-thru. That's not a stunt. There's been many people within the city of Chicago who've had multiple family members murdered. Those aren't stunts. We need help. We need it now. The local officials don't want to do their job from the governor on down. So we're going to get here and we're going to shine a light on it and hopefully create change where Congress can draft bills that will help the people in the city of Chicago.
Gianno Caldwell, political analyst and family of a murder victim here in Chicago. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.